Hi guys, I am Sarah Bent from spunkyandsporty.com, and this is actually going to be kind of my first vlog. I guess I've done a vlog before where, you know, it was our motocross weekend kind of thing, and I'm going to do another one sort of on our Niagara Falls trip, but I haven't put that one together yet. It's still in the works. But I'm actually going to be really touching personally tonight because I just feel that I want to reach out to everybody, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that feel like I do and just don't know what to do anymore, I guess, you know. And what I'm going to talk about is a lot of personal things, and I don't know if you guys are following me on my website, which is spunkyandsporty.com, but I blog on there a lot, and I'm actually putting a book together because it's way overdue. It's so way overdue, and it's about a lot of things, okay? Like, actually, my first book I think is going to be about my family. I just lost my mom, and that was August 16th that I lost her, and I haven't even cried. I haven't even cried, and you're probably thinking, oh my god, if I lost my mom, my world would stop, and, you know, what would I do without her? And I don't feel like that at all. And I guess the reason why I'm writing a book is because there's so much about my life growing up that I don't even know what to say. I don't even know where to start. I think that's the biggest thing with this book, is I don't even know where to start with it, because there's so much to say. There's just so much. There's so much resentment. There's so much anger. There's so much hurt. There's so much pain. It's like I don't know where to start. So I think I'm starting with the blog because that's where I want to start. And it's really hard for me because there's people that are going to be hurt by this, and you know what? I'm not thinking about them anymore. I think I'm really done with a lot of things. I'm done with my family. Yeah. And it's really horrible to say, and a lot of you guys are probably not going to understand this. Maybe some of you will. Maybe some of you will relate to me. I'm not sure. But I guess I'm going to start. Okay, so I don't even know where to start, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't know where to start. I'm sorry. So my mom passed away a few weeks ago, and I haven't cried, like I said. It's actually kind of torn my family apart, so I think that's why I have to put my family on hold for now, because I can't deal with a lot of what's going on right now. I'm the middle child, so I think I'll give you a bit of history about me so you understand a little bit where I'm coming from. So I am the middle child. I have an older brother and a younger sister, and I actually found out, that I grew up with. So I grew up with my older brother and my younger sister, and I actually found out on my 13th birthday that I have an older half-sister who is 52, and I'm 45, so she's 7 years older than me. And she got adopted into another family because this is the story that I was told. Not sure if it's true or not, because there's a lot of things that I'm finding out that aren't true. So anyway, my mom told me that she got pregnant at the age of 16, and to a guy, marries my older sister. Sorry, I don't know if I should be saying names. My older sister's father. So she was engaged to him, and they were going to get married, and my mom got pregnant, but her fiance, whatever, was a mama's boy. However, this is how my mom had worded it to me. He was a mama's boy and really did what mama wanted and wanted to impress his mom. And anyway, he was of a higher status in life than my mom was, and his mom didn't approve of my mother, so he broke off the engagement and left my mom pregnant. That's the story that I heard. So, my mom, being 16, maybe I should do a little bit of math on here because she said she was 16. So Mary's 52. My mom just passed, and I'm pretty sure my mom was born in 42. So we're going to minus the years here. So she was going to be 75 this year. So 74 minus 52. Sorry, but that would be 22. So my mom was actually 22 when she had my older sister. So first lie. But anyway, I'm not going to make a big deal out of that. I'm just giving you a bit of history so that you know where I'm coming from. So anyway, my mom didn't get married to this man, so she gave my older sister up for adoption so she would have a better life. And so that, I guess it's different back in the day, okay? I know that, I give her that. I know it's back in the day, it's different. If you're a single mom, things were different. It's not like today where it's a lot more acceptable nowadays. I get that. And there's so many other things available to us at a younger age than back in her time. So education, we can go back and get our education still. We can get a job. We can figure out things like that, or have our family help us. Not mine, but saying this just is different nowadays, where you can have your family step in, babysit, help out with the children or child while you try to finish your education, or you're still living at home and you're raising your child at home so you can get your education, you can get a job, so that you can support your child and yourself. But that was not accepted in her day. So I understand that. I get that. I personally could never give my child up for adoption. I'm not here to even go down that route with opinions or things like that. I'm just giving you a feedback. So anyway, my older sister I met when I was 13. On my 13th birthday, my mom and I went to Toronto, and I went to lunch with my grandmother, met up with my mom and my older sister, who I didn't know was my older sister at the time. And the four of us are at lunch, chit-chatting, blah, blah, blah. And my mom was like staring at me and wondering how I'm interacting with this older girl. And I'm wondering, well, who is this girl? I'm not being told who she is. I'm wondering why I'm meeting her. And then later on I asked my mom. My mom was asking me, well, what do you think of her? And I thought, well, she's a nice girl. I don't know who she is, but obviously she's somebody important. This is how smart I am at 13. She's obviously somebody important because why are you staring at me talking to her? Why are you interested in how I'm interacting with this girl? And then my mom tells me, explains to me the whole story I just told you about, how she gave her up for adoption. She's my half-sister. So, my next question is, why was I meeting her and not my older brother or my younger sister? Why me? Why me? I still don't have that answer to this day, and I never will because my mom is now dead. So, that's my one big first puzzle. So anyway, I've had a very rocky relationship with my older sister. Why? Because I've been told a lot of lies. First, she was, in our life. My mom welcomed her into our lives. My sister and my brother met her eventually and accepted her into our lives. Then suddenly the story changes. My mom shuts her out. Now she's no longer allowed to be conversing with us. And my mom is saying all these things about, whatever. She's trying to take over our life or be injected and be a part of our lives, and just like, I don't know, whatever drama. I don't even remember. I was so young then. So I was devastated because I was so excited to have an older sister, and now she's taken from me, not understanding the full picture of why. But anyway, to this day, she and I are conversing. We got back in acquaintance. We're now very, very close, and we get along. I'm very happy. So she and I are actually going to be conversing together and writing our book together on our life and growing up in two separate families. But actually, we're so close because we think so similar, and it's amazing that we're like honestly, we're like two peas in a pod. We're so close. We understand each other. We don't judge each other. We get along. We just get it. We just get it. So moving along, let's go to the next thing. So I'm going to jump into where I'm dealing with my mom's passing because it's fresh and very, very frustrating with my family. I'm sorry I'm not always looking in the camera, guys, but it's just, I've got so much that I have to say that I'm really trying to share this with you, and it's going to be a long vlog. Okay, so anyway, sorry, my battery's dying, so hang on for a second. I'm going to change my batteries, okay? Hang on. Okay, so I'm back. Got new batteries. Hope we're not going to have a problem now. So, where the heck was I? With Mom's passing and family. Oh yes, lovely family. Well, my motto is, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. Something like that. However that goes. I wish you could pick your family, but apparently you can't. So anyway, going forward here. Yes, my family. They're awesome. Okay. So anyway, with regards to this, yes, so my mom and I have had a very, very trying relationship with her throughout the years. Very difficult, very difficult. It's more like I've been the mother, she's been my daughter, and honestly, if I wanted a daughter at that age, I would have had one instead of choosing her, because she's, whew, what a handful. Do I delve into that first and give you more of an idea of what she's like as a person? And you know what, I'm not here to bash someone or badmouth them or be disrespectful of the dead. But you know what? There are things that just need to be said, and I am reaching out to you guys because I don't know if there's other people out there that might be watching this that can completely relate to this, that feel really frustrated and lost and not getting the answers that they deserve in this life, and it's so not fair, it's so extremely selfish, and I'm just going to continue. So I apologize if I'm jumping around and confusing you. I do that, and that's just my personality. So I'm going to jump into my family. Okay, so you're going to think it might be a bit of a shock, but then I'll go back and I'll explain a little bit more. So anyway, I'm the middle child. As I said, my oldest sister, my mom shut the door on her years ago, never tried. That was it, shut her down. And has been very, very upset with me for keeping a relationship with her, which I find is absolutely not fair. So my mom's kind of, at one point, I didn't support her as much as she would want. She wanted me to actually pick sides between her and my oldest sister, and I said it's not fair that I'm even in the middle of this. And I said, you know what, I'm 45, like hello, I'm 45 years old, I'm not a child anymore, I live on my own, I support myself, I have kids of my own, so I'm not picking sides. And I told my mother, if you choose not to have a relationship with my oldest sister, then that's your decision, and I respect that, but I am having a relationship with her. I choose to keep her in my life, and that's my decision and my choice and my right. And if my mom has a problem with that, which I told her, if you have a problem with this, that is your problem, not mine. But if you're going to make it a deal that's going to affect our relationship, Mom, then I will not have a relationship with you. Because I am not going to sit here every time that I talk to my mom being bitched out or accused of, or all this negativity. I don't need it in my life, and I don't want it around me. So if my mom wants to have a relationship with me, then you have a relationship with me. But I don't want to hear anything negative about my older sister, and I'm not going to be in the middle of anything. Amen. End of story. So going forward from that, I had to shut the door on my relationship with my mom for a while. And this was not the first time, and I'll get into that later. So I choose not to have negative in my life, and if it is affecting me, then I'd close the door on it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And put it this way. I'll put it in perspective for you guys. Put it this way. If you had a friend that's constantly tearing you down, being negative around you, affecting your life negatively, not bringing anything positive towards it, and I'm sorry, tearing you down, not building you up, you wouldn't keep that friend around, would you? No. So why would you keep a family member in your life if they're doing the same thing to you? You wouldn't, would you? No. But the problem with us, and I'm assuming there's other people out there that can relate to this, the problem with this is because they're family, you continue to see the good in them, you continue going back and taking it again and again and again. Why? Because they're your family. You expect them to love you and support you, and when they continually aren't, why do you keep going back for the abuse? Why? That's abuse. That is abuse. That is mental and emotional abuse. So if you don't keep a friend in your life like that, Do not keep a family member in your life like that. Amen. End of story. Moving forward from that. Now I'm going to jump into the end. Okay. So, my mom has had, the last time she visited, oh, don't even get me started with this. The last time she visited us 3 kids, I think it was 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, she came and saw her grandkids. And, yeah, we had to pay for her to come visit. That's right. If we want Grandma to see our grandkids or her grandkids, then we have to pay for her to come. So, anyway, I'm not even... Oh, my God, you can tell I have a lot of resentment. A lot of anger. So, anyway, and I'm sorry, I don't want to come across as just bitching and complaining. This is actually legitimate, the way I feel, and I just want... I want to be able to relate to people that are out there, because I'm sure there are people that are hurting from their families and they just need to hear somebody that they can relate to saying, hey, you know what, I can completely relate to that because I'm going through the same thing, and thank God someone else in this world is, because I'm feeling really alone with this. I feel like no one understands me, nobody gets me, because nobody's going through this like I am. So anyway, this is why I'm doing this. So anyway, oldest daughter, middle child. My dad passed away in 2005. So 2005, that's 12 years ago, this Christmas. So it was a few days before Christmas that he passed. And yes, that affected me greatly. That's a whole nother ball of wax I'm not even going to go into right now. So anyway, my older brother was the executor of his will and everything, which I completely get, I respect. Okay, let's try this again. So I had to change my SIM card or whatever you want to call it, my memory card, because I filled it. So anyway, okay, so my brother looked after my dad's will, which I totally respect and get. And then so my mom was visiting. My mom visited 3 years ago, and she got pneumonia. So I guess she started getting sick on the way up to me from my sister, and then she was starting to get sick and had a cough, and she didn't want to go to the hospital and to have it looked at, because anyway, so then she went off to my brother who lives in the States, which was not a good thing, because then you have to pay for the hospital and all that kind of stuff down in the States, which ended up happening. So she ended up getting pneumonia. It cost my brother thousands of dollars. Anyway, let's move on from that. So she's had pneumonia on and off, oh, sorry biddies, for the last 3 years, and she just doesn't take care of herself. She doesn't eat right. She doesn't exercise. She's not a very active, not as active, and she lived up in the Yukon. So I guess, you know, I've never been there. I know that it was harder to somewhat get around to the things that you need to get done, and she's older, and anyway, she was 74 when she passed. Okay, and I'm sorry, but I've seen a lot of really active 74-year-olds, and I'm going to be one of those. So anyway, so my mom and I, we worked on a relationship again. Yes, I tried again. I opened the door. I called her 2 to 3 times a week. It's pretty effective, and really worked on our relationship towards the end. Okay, so the last couple of years, I've really, you know, was there. I wasn't physically there in the Yukon, but I was there. I called her, checked in on her, made sure she was alright, you know, and she knew what was going on in my kid's life, my life, knew what was going on. We talked about everything, we shared stuff, you know, so I thought it was going really well. And then, yeah, and I guess things started breaking down a little bit towards the end. But I guess the real kicker was when, I guess when she started getting sick and stuff like that. My brother and my sister flew out there. I didn't go. Again, why didn't I go? I could have gone. I could have gone easily. I own my own company. I can switch my clients around and all this thing. But I got an email on my birthday, no less, on my birthday, from my sister, and just stating, oh, by the way, my brother, I'm just going to say A and I planned, you know, we're going up to the Yukon in May. Okay, that was it. No, hey, you want to come with us? Because they were going to go through Mom's things in her apartment and stuff like that. I guess because it was, the doctors weren't sure she wasn't going to get back out and that kind of thing. So I wasn't invited. Not at all. That hurt a lot. That hurt a lot. But you know what? This isn't the first time that happened to me between the two of them. So happy birthday to me. Hey, yay, thanks. So anyway, I wrote them back, said, you know, I'm not even going to get into that. And I just said, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that hurt. That hurt. I'm not going to lie, that really hurt. And then, so anyway, and then my mom and I were not on the best of terms for our relationship. And, but not too bad. Like, I still called her. Aaron, my brother and my sister, so A and L, they rarely called. My sister called a little bit more. My brother called maybe twice a year, maybe. I'm giving him the two, but mostly once is what I heard from my mom. My mom, you know, barely heard from my sister either. So it was me that called all the time, saw how she was doing, blah, blah, blah. So when Mom starts going downhill, who jumps to the plate? Brother and sister. Mostly my sister, but yep, they jump up. They're right on the plane out there. You know, sport. And then, yeah, so then I find out, now this is the kicker, my sister goes out there, I guess, towards October last year, and because my mom's been up and down, the hospital's been saying, oh, she's not doing her well, whatever. So anyway, in May, sorry, I'm going to jump back, so in May, I called her. I hadn't spoken to her for a little bit. It was a little, oh, sorry, I'm screwing up. That was May this year, I'm sorry. So I'm going to go back to where I was. In October, my sister goes out there, and whatever. So she tells my sister that she's going to be the executor of the will and goes through all this stuff with her. And I was like, I beg your pardon? So to me, that was a real slap in the face, like leaving me out. I'm sorry, pardon? Like, they haven't even been there. They haven't called. They haven't kept in touch. And I've been the one that's been there all the time, and I don't get it. So that really hurt me. But hey, nobody gets that. Nobody understands that, and I don't know. That really hurt me. There are no words to even explain how much that hurt me. And you know, and I called Mom, because you know, I'm done hiding things and not dealing with it or letting people know when they hurt you, you know, and I'm really sorry about it. This is why I'm doing this, because there's got to be other people out there that are going through this with their family, and not just me, but oh, I'm gonna look really ugly when I cry, and I'm sorry. So anyway, I called my mom, and I said, hey, you know, like, why did you put her in charge when she doesn't even call you? And I'm the oldest sister, like, it's my right, you know? And she was just going on, oh, well, you know, well, Leah's here, she was here when I was going in the hospital, and I get that. Okay, and, okay, so Leah was there, and I just kept pushing and pushing, because I knew there was more of an answer there, and I kept saying, well, I don't get it, so why does she do that? Just because she's there, I mean, she doesn't even call you, she hasn't kept in touch with you, and I'm not bashing my sister, I get it, she's busy, my brother's busy, whatever, and then she finally said it, well, Leah's a doctor. Yep, Leah's a doctor. Well, first of all, I'm sorry I said her name, damn it. Anyway, so yeah, she's a doctor, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, but she's not a family physician, she's a human kinetics doctor. So, and I'm just kind of like, this is how it's been my entire life, guys. I'm not a doctor. I'm really proud of my brother and sister, and don't get me wrong, I am so proud of them. They have dedicated years in universities, and they're both doctors, okay? My brother's an aerospace engineer, so yes, they're the brainiacs of the family, and I get that. I have different smarts. I'm more of a business. I went the business route, so I own my own company, and And that's just the route I want to be, you know. And I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself, okay? Because I have gone through hell, and you'll hear this another time. I'm not even going to go on that, but I've been through hell in my life. But you know what? I keep getting back up. I keep getting back up, and I don't quit. Because I have 2 boys that depend on me, and you're damn right I'm going to make a life for them that I never had. So with that said, I am proud of my brother and sister. And they have worked so hard and dedicated their time and their efforts and given up a lot to become what they wanted in life, okay? But my mom takes that from me. And it makes it so hard, not really hard for me to be proud of them, but when you're constantly hearing, when my mom's on the phone talking to her friends or other family members, you know, A is doing blah, 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 he's doing great, and blah, 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 and Sarah, yeah, she's doing okay, yeah, that's it. And then L, oh, blah, 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 she's doing this and that and this. I'm like, that really hurts me. I'll never do that to my boys ever. I'll never compare them. I will never, ever, ever treat them differently where one is competing against the other or making them feel one's better than the other or one's my favorite. That's just bad parenting. So anyway, with that said, thanks for the knife in the back. My sister is the executor of the will. I shut the door. I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with that. It was the last straw. I've always been there for her. Always been calling. Always been making sure that she's okay. And then, boom. That's what I get in the end. Well, that's what I think. So anyway, I didn't talk to her. That's from like October, I guess, November of 2016. I didn't talk to her until May when I thought she was dying the first time. So what I do, I picked up the phone with my kids in the car after their swimming lessons, and I said, you know what, we got to call Grammy. We got to say our goodbyes. I explained to them. They were upset. And I said, she's not doing well. She might be dying. We're going to say our goodbyes. So we got on speakerphone. We said goodbye. My mom was barely talking. She wasn't breathing very well. I didn't really honestly hear anything that she said to me. Not really. And I just said my goodbyes. That was it. And I cried. I cried then. I didn't cry after that. Because then she came back, and then she ended up passing in August. And you know what? I never cried. I didn't even cry. I haven't even cried. I think I'm more upset because there are so many family secrets that I still don't even know the truth to. And now I'm fighting with my sister to get copies of my mom's journals that have the truth in it. I mean, how ridiculous is that? My sister emails me back, and that was the one thing I wanted in my mom's, was family photos, photos of my older sister that she deserves, though that's her right, and any documents that my mom has of hers, and my mom's journal, so that I can read and finally actually find the truth out about who I am. Yep. So, who am I? Well, I can't believe that I'm fighting with my younger sister for this, just because she went out and got them. And I get that. I respect that she went out and got them. But I'm the oldest sister, and in the very least, I deserve copies of them. Okay? I'm not even asking for the originals. I just want to have them, and me physically scan them into my computer. Not my sister do some copy stuff and give me whatever pages she thinks that I should get. Oh my god, I'm so bitching, I'm sorry. So anyway, that's my family right now, and my brother hasn't spoken to me. Why? Because I didn't send too many nice emails. I speak my mind. I don't hold my mouth anymore. Not that I'm rude or out of line, but I'm expressing my hurt, my anger, and my frustration. And that my younger sister, yes, she's gone through a lot with dealing with Mom in the end, making decisions about hospital and medications and this and that, and I totally understand that, and I respect her for that. The thing is with that, she wanted that position. I would have been happy to have done it, but she wanted that. Mom chose her, and you know the problem is my younger sister cannot separate her from Mom. Okay? She's taken this whole thing really personally, and I've told her many times how much I appreciate all the stuff that she's doing for Mom, but I can't and won't and refuse to be involved. because of the issues that my mom and I had. And if she can't understand that, then that's her problem, not mine. So that's where I'm at with her. She's made this very personal and about herself. Not my problem. I've explained it at least 3 times. At least 3 times. How much I appreciate what she's done. Nothing to do with her. That I love her. I appreciate her hard work and effort and time and energy and emotions and everything that she's going through for Mom. But you cannot make it personal or be affected by me or punish me or have an issue with me when I don't even have an issue with you. My issue isn't even with her or my brother. My issue is with my mother. And if you can't understand that, that's not my problem. So anyway, I don't know, I think I'm going to stop here and take a break, guys. This is really long for you, and you're probably thinking, oh my god, what a bitch, what a bitch. She's just bitching and complaining, and I'm not. There's just so much family history here, and if you knew me, then you would totally understand it and get it. And, there's just so much. So anyway, I'm going to come back on and do another vlog another time to give you a little bit more of a background of what my childhood was like, and, who I am, and if I ever get those journals. So stay tuned. And if you guys, want, I may not always do vlogs. I'm going to be blogging. I blog a lot more. So if you want to follow me and on spunkyandsporty.com, it's on my website. So it's spunky and as in AND sporty.com. So I'd love to hear from you guys and have feedback. If you want to get in touch with me, you can. My email, spunkyandsporty@gmail.com, or you can get a hold of me on YouTube or on my website. Either way, I'd love to hear from you. And know that there's other people out there that are going through stuff like this with their family, or I'd love to hear your story. I'm just really doing this to see if there's people out there that need to hear this, because you really can't pick your family, and you just have to do the best you got, like with what you got, and just know when you've had enough, and when they're taking you down with them, and you just got to cut the ties, because it'll destroy you. It will. It honestly will. And you just really need to start being selfish and start looking after you and your own family. If you have kids, look after you and your family, because you can't live with all this negative around you all the time. It's just it'll eat you up, and it'll destroy you. So anyway, I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, so take care, and I'll talk to you soon.